welcome to One Book July. This is Anarch1, also known as Roberta, and I'm here to tell you about why I'm doing One Book July for the first time this year. In the past, I've been using multiple TNs, and as I've accumulated a love for them, I've accumulated more and more. And sometimes you just find uses for the ones that you want and the ones that you get, and I was starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed by using too many and wanted to get back to the basics, take a more minimal approach in what I was doing with them, and that's what they're supposed to be about, is fun, not causing any kind of stress. So I have pared down my collection, and right now this is what I'm using for One Book July. And yes, I am using more than one. There's actually even another one in here. So I'm going to show you what I'm using and how I'm using them. What I have here is the Traveler's Notebook. This is the Traveler's Factory Airport Edition. This is a passport size. Some people, they used to be known as Midori, so you might hear that term used for it. And I'm using this as my planner. First of all, I just love this notebook. It holds up really well, it doesn't scratch, and the leather is really soft. And the size of it is great because it fits in my purse pocket. And so what I did was I've had this notebook for a little while. I got it on the Buy Sell Trade group because it's not available in the States. It's only available at the airport in Japan, the Narita airport in Japan. And I was able to find a Traveler's Company dated notebook, passport size, and they're currently on sale, half price, because they come in two notebooks. First is January through the end of June, and then July 1st through the end of December. And it was really nice I was able to pick this up for half price because I'm only using the second half, so it's also a great way for me to just try it. And it comes with little stickers, which I put on here, and I love the blue and the black. And I got it from Tokyo Pen Shop, a little plug for them. And it has the calendars, future calendars for planning. It has the little section where if you wanted to track something. I'm just kind of keeping track of my self-care items. And then I'm using it to supplement my iCal on my iPhone, and because I could have things in 10 different places and still not remember that I have to be somewhere at a certain time. So this is a good way for me to look at it and you know, see a week at a glance and everything, or to page forward and to see where I have to be, what I have to be doing in a few weeks. It's also really nice because I can put little stickers in here, and who doesn't love little stickers? So that is what I'm doing. So I'm able to put in my appointments, I'm able to put in my to-dos, and it just works really great. I also got, at the same time, from Jet Pens, these little bullet point stickers that are translucent, and I put those in when I have an appointment or an event or something. So you know, here's an example. I also have in here a second notebook. Now the Traveler's Notebooks only have they have two elastics, and one elastic is larger and then the second elastic is smaller, which I'll talk about in a second. You can probably see better here what I'm talking about. So in order to fit two books in here, I had to use a jump band to hold the two of them together to be able to hold into there. And this one is just for notes. I do swatches, and these I do to track my bills, because I have a lot of bills that are due certain times of the month. And these actually tear out. So, and this is Midori paper. I'm sorry, this is Tomoe River paper, and it's just really nice. And so it's lightweight. The paper in here is, I don't know if this is Tomoe River, it's a little thicker than the other. So I don't know. And then I had been using for a short while a Chic Sparrow Nano. And I just found it was too big and bulky for me to carry as a wallet. I know some people really like it and it works well for them, and that's great, but for me it didn't work. And then I thought, you know, it has this tiny little elastic in here, and guess what? This fits in here perfect. And so I'm able to put my insurance cards, my AAA card, and I have room for other cards. And I also have a Cocoa Daisy notepad in here, and I have, I can just throw little things in here. This is to remind me to make an appointment with for my dog for his vet. And I keep this in my purse, and it works really well. It's kind of like just it's a planner system, and it works great for me. I also have this, and this is a Chic Sparrow Prometheus Weeks, and I asked them to ink it up for me, and they did a terrific job. The Odyssey isn't always this shiny. This one is kind of shiny, and you can see Odyssey leather does get dinged up, and especially if you have a charm on it, which I do. And I did get this personalized. It says, do you Vespa? And yes, I do. This is my Vespa Journal, and in it I had asked them to get me the softest leather available, and it's really nice. I have a Chic Sparrow Weeks notebook in here, an insert. I haven't used it. And then this is a personal size dashboard, Chic Sparrow, dashboard. And so I just throw little stickers in there. And then this is a Hobonichi Weeks for 2018. I don't use it as a calendar. What I did was I took the calendar pages and I used, hold on one minute. Sorry about that, I had to let my dog out. So what I've done is like I said, I don't use this as a calendar, so I like to use mermaid markers, and this is a really dark color, but I paint over the calendar and then I insert photographs that I use. I print them off my phone using the Polaroid Zip, and I also use another program which I'll put a link to in the bottom to be able to do more pictures than the standard 2x3. I want to put multiple pictures as opposed to just that size. And like I said, this is my Vespa Journal. So what I've done was I go through and I prep the pages again with mermaid markers, but I use a lighter color so that you can see my writing. I use almost entirely black pen. I don't like to alternate. I like the unified look of the black ink, and I do use a pigment-based ink. In this case I have in here Marvy drawing pen, and I usually use 0.1 size. I use kind of a smaller. And then after I've painted using the mermaid markers, I go through and I put the washi tape along the side. I have a lot of different kind of washi tape, and so I kind of mix it up. And I even have washi tape that has these little Vespas on it, which is so cute, and flowers and different things. And what I do is I log every ride that I take throughout the year. Now I started in 2017, and so each of these different sections that are separated by a dotted line is a ride that I did. And I might note, you know, how the ride was. Sometimes it's just commuted to work and back, but I might say, you know, if it was cold or if it was warm. In some of the longer rides I might put a picture. I wanted to do a scooter ride with other scooter riders, so I put like what a list of things that I might need for that trip. And I also sometimes I mix it up and do bright colors. I also will sketch in here. This is beginning of 2018. I kind of got off to a late start because I wasn't able to ride until the end of April. And I only ride, this is a fun thing for me. This is not my normal commute. This is something that I ride if the weather is nice. I don't ride if it's way too cold, if it's icy, if it is, because I live in Wisconsin. I don't ride if it's raining. I have been caught in the rain, but I've been lucky that it wasn't a downpour. And so I don't ride at night either. But I do like to sketch, and sometimes I'll put something in here. You know, this was my idea of what I needed just to have a backup kit, so to speak, you know, a tire gauge in case it felt like my tire pressure was low, and also a sketch kit because sometimes I'll go for a ride. I like to ride to cemeteries and different towns and just do some exploration. And I also have, I don't have it on here, but I also have this tiny little chair that kind of folds up. It's a three-legged stool, and that fits in there, so I can sit and sketch. I can also sit on the bike if I wanted to. Sometimes I just draw myself. But yeah, that's what I use this for, and I really love it. Thanks to Jennifer Harvey and everyone at Chic Sparrow for giving me this lovely baby. I just love it. So that is, even though I'm including it here, it's not something I carry with me. I carry this with me all the time. This is my planner. This is where I make notes of things. But for what I'm doing for One Book July includes my Vespa Journal, and then also this, which is a A5 Sojourner. This is in the Yale color with it. This is called a traveler pocket, and this is a folio. The folio has the pockets. Actually, the Chic Sparrow Weeks is a folio as well, so the cover tucks in. It does not have a string. Actually, I take that back. This does have a string so that you can include another notebook. But the intent was to be able to tuck the Hobonichi in as a folio. And that's what this is, and I really love it. I have a 7 Seas Tomoe River paper insert in here, and this is in the Yale color with turmeric pocket. And it's really hard. It's more of a mustard yellow. It's coming across a little bit lighter than it does in real life. And this is coming through a little bit more of like a blood red color than it is in real life. But I have in here, this is my art journal. And so what I do is I do little sketches, I do little inserts, I do collaging, I do notes. Again, I really like to use the mermaid markers. They're really great for just adding a simple wash of color. But I also do, this is Danielle Smith. I had bought a card with all their different colors on it, and so I was doing little swatches and figuring out which colors I wanted to get. But I also do art spreads. This is one of my more recent ones, and I really kind of like the little dogs flying around, and they're kind of being pesky, and she's kind of waving them like kind of like I had a few minutes ago where the doggies were like, nope, you're letting me out right now. And dogs and cats are kind of a theme for me. I have a little kind of confused kitty here, and working on my little doggy drawings, flying doggies. And then here I was trying out some neocolors versus watercolors, and I just love the feel of this paper. This is again the 7 Seas paper, and it's a very thick notebook. It'll take me quite a while to go through here. 7 Seas Nanami Paper, and this again is the Sojourner folio. I found in through Jet Pens, they had these A5, which this is an A5 size, little folders that, like this is the blotter paper that comes with the Nanami paper. And this works really great because I can tuck it into the folder, or into the notebook, just like that. I also have, I know this isn't a notebook, but this is in my pen case. This is a pen pouch from Sojourner. It's her little mark right there. And these are the pens that I typically use. Right now I'm really digging the Rotring Tiki Graphic, and this is a 0.1, it's pigment ink. That's pretty much entirely what I use. Here I have a Faber-Castell Pitt pen, brush, and this is a Tombow writing marker for doing some hand lettering. And I don't use a pencil a lot, but I just had to have this. This is a Hello Kitty by Saratoga, and it's a mechanical pencil, and it's adorable. I love it. So when I do use a pencil, that's what I use. So that's what I'm doing for One Book July. If you haven't tried it, I hope you will consider it, and otherwise try it next year. Think about how you can pare down your TNs that you're using, and just focus on your favorites. This should not be stressful, this should be fun, and thank you for joining me.